Hey there guys, it is your boy, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Can Summon Eidolons from Final Fantasy 13. This is part 4. In the last part, I went over on Izuku getting accepted to UA and was able to get the highest points in UA history, with soon even getting, congratulated by that of his teachers. However, he confronted Bakugou and stood up to him. However, Bakugou saw Izuku's, hard work with help is that of cheating and refuses to accept his brand of strength. Not only that, both Izuku and Hatsume actually hanging out together, with the two actually having feelings for one another, but are unaware of their feelings, at least not fully yet. With then soon the first day of UA begins, with both Izuku and Bakugou antagonizing one another, and Aizawa preparing the Quirk Apprehension test. So, with that said, let's get into this, shall we guys? As everyone in Class 1A is soon sent to the, practice field of UA, with soon everybody is kind of wondering why they're out here when even though their teacher told them to be, with soon Aizawa showing up saying, "Good, you're all here on time." With then the brunette-haired girl, Ochako Uraka, saying, "Sir, why are we all here? Shouldn't we be at the orientation ceremony?" With then Aizawa saying, "You're going to be here for the next 3 years. Anything that isn't important to your training and your development as heroes is little to importance. And right now, I need to see where you all stand at. I want to see what you all can do with your quirks." With soon one of them saying, "But sir, but we worked during the quirk test and also the battle test at the entrance exam. Why do we need to?" Saying, "Because the entrance exam is basically an unmeasurable way to show on what you're capable with your quirk. You're able to use your quirk in a combat situation against opponents that have no soul that you can hold back on, that you can't hold back on. But what if you use your quirk in a more practical sense, in a way to help you in that physical way, such as for speed, for strength, and also to see on how much your power output of your quirk is as well. That's what I want to see." But then pointing at Izuku saying, "You, Midoriya, you got the highest score in the entrance exam. Tell me, what was your farthest throw using your quirk?" Within Izuku thinking, and my farthest throw without using my quirk would have been at least around that of, 62 meters. But in reality, if I use my quirk, if I use my Eidolon summons, I feel like it will be unmeasurable. Especially if I use that of Odin or Brynhildr. So I'll lie about my basic one and I'll hold back, and I won't use my summons until the test truly begins. This is just going to be that of a benchmark, just to prove on what we need to do today. Don't need to go overboard. With then soon Izuku saying, "My highest score without using my quirk in the ball throwing test back in junior high is about at least 65 meters, give or take, if I'm in a good day or a bad day." With soon Aizawa saying, "Analytical. Not everything's always the same no matter what, even though there are chances of things always do improve." With then saying, "Okay then, throw this ball, but this time use your quirk." But soon Izuku tosses it, but then tosses it back to Aizawa, saying, "I know where this is going. And honestly, my quirk has a limit in how long I can use, and also on how many times I can use it. I'd rather not waste it on just a stupid demonstration. No disrespect, sir. With Sue, as I was saying, damn brat. But he has a point. If he already knows his quirk's limitations, then there's no point of basically forcing him to something that is going to hinder him throughout the entirety of the other test. With Soon saying, fine, you, Bakugou, you got the second highest points in the entrance exam. You show us what you can do with your quirk by throwing the ball. With then Bakugou clenching his fist and out of frustration, feeling second to Izuku, with then saying, fine, I'll just prove I'm better than Deku. I'll make them drop their jaws by showing them what I can truly made of. With soon as Bakugou begins to stretch, he soon tosses the ball at full speed and full force, screaming, die! With then a huge massive explosion was sent flying, sending the ball as far as it can, as it reaches at least around 700 meters in the air. With a few people in Class 1A begin thinking, why the hell did you just scream die? With soon, as Aizawa shows everyone's Bakugou's, score, with soon everybody getting excited, within Mina and Kaminari saying, seriously? That was awesome. Saying, so that means we can use our quirks all we want? Within, as I was saying, normally testing they don't allow you to use your quirks in school, but they do allow you to use your quirks temporarily for certain classes instead of allowing you to use your quirks during your fitness test. How this is ridiculous. It's about time that the school and education system realize that not everybody is born equal in this, and that you need to show your gifts and prove what you're capable of early. With then Izuku clenching his fist, already aware of the idea of that not everybody is born equal kind of bullshit that he spent his entire life understanding since the day he was 4 to 5 years old. And hearing that from his teacher, well, let's just say it basically brought up some old wounds. And because of that, he now wants to prove that he's better, wants to prove his teacher better now. With then, soon, everybody began chatting with once again, Mina and Kaminari bringing up that it's going to be fun to use their quirks all they want. But soon, Aizawa bringing up saying, oh, so you think this is going to be fun and games? All right, how about this? The one who gets the, lowest score out of all the tests measured together will be expelled from this class. With then hearing this, everybody getting somewhat scared and terrified. With soon Ochako saying, but that's not fair. We all worked so hard in this to get to the school. You can't just expel us on the first day. With soon, as I was saying, so natural disasters are fair, power-hungry villains, and also all the hard work that your fellow participants did for the entrance exam was fair as well. With then soon everybody was actually taken back by that, saying, your job is to be heroes. You're supposed to combat the world's unfairness, make the world somewhat better for people. If you think that you're just going to be here, basically show off your quirk a little bit, fight against a couple of bad guys, graduate, and then scope up fame and fortune, you're basically wrong. You're going to be needing to spend your entire life improving and showing what you're capable of. And now I want you all to understand this, that you need to improve, strengthen, and also prepare for what's to come out there. So you need to know to go beyond, plus ultra style. With then hearing this, Izuku gets motivated, ready for what's to come. With then, the first test begins with soon Izuku bringing out one of his Eidolons as the perfect one to show his determination and strength, his conviction, the one who taught him how to fight more than anything, that being Odin. With soon everybody begins doing that of, well, the 50-meter dash. He soon brings out the gun saber by asking Mob to turn into it. With then soon the rose crystal of Izuku's Odin soon appears. But soon he throws it up and jumps into the air, slashing it, creating the spell circle that brings Odin into the world. But soon Odin catches Izuku in the air and brings him down to the ground before Odin jumps into the air himself and transforms into his warhorse form. With then soon Izuku grabs onto his double-bladed saber, within soon splits it apart, and then Odin has that of a massive neigh crying out in victory. Soon Odin saying, "You wish for me to do this entire test without any of the other summons, is that true, Izuku?" Saying, "Yes, I want to prove I can do this even without any of the others. And besides, I only have 2 times to summon, and I don't like to waste the other 2 unless it's necessary." Saying, I see. Well then, I'll do my best to aid you." Within everybody was really caught off guard seeing this. However, the only people that are aware of Izuku's summons is Bakugou, Ochako, Ida, and Aizawa as well. With then everybody else being at awe about, well, the mechanical, magnificent creature that was once a man, now a, well, horse. With soon Kirishima saying, "Whoa, did you guys see that? That was so manly." With then soon a girl within Jiro saying, "I never saw a quirk like that before. That's actually quite something else." With then soon Shoto looks at Izuku, with then wondering, what kind of quirk is that? Really? With even Momo actually quite well interested in Izuku's quirk, began wondering about the fundamentals of a quirk such as Izuku's, even though it's just summoning. With then soon Aizawa gives them the go, within Bakugou and Tokuyami trying their best to, well, surpass Izuku. However, Odin's speed is beyond both, well, quirked boys, as he passes them like they were nothing. As Odin is not even at his max speed. He's actually at his, well, average speed, to be honest. So for Bakugou and Tokuyami to even try to catch up is basically non-existent. However, Bakugou tries his best, but doing so ends up causing his, well, the palms of his hands to go numb. But even so, he gets a greater score than he would in canon, given that he's actually trying instead of, well, showing off like he normally would, refusing to lose to Izuku. With soon the next being that of the stamina run, as everybody in Class 1A has to continue running while using their quirks constantly and see how many laps they can get. With Izuku still on Odin, not even trying, actually, passing everybody like it's nothing, as he rides on the, well, warrior warhorse, with passing everybody, even, well, Momo, who was actually riding on a scooter to get ahead, and even Shoto as well. with soon him getting the most laps out of everybody, even Ida too. Next up, the grip strength test, as he shifts, Odin into his warrior phone, in his warrior mode, as he never actually tried switching both of them from warrior mode to horse mode and back to warrior mode, which, given that doing so, he never actually thought of it, to be honest, given that all the other past, their past summoners just use them in warrior mode for a couple of minutes or an hour before switching them into their vehicle mode, and then soon they disappear after using their most powerful attack and the most powerful move as well. Then they disappear. But now Izuku has no reason for them to use their most powerful attack, and so Odin sticks around at least a little bit longer than he normally would have, as Odin grips on to the small grip machine and honestly breaks it without even trying again, with soon Aizawa actually taking a deep sigh, feeling aggravated by Izuku's quirk. However, part of him realizes that it's not even a quirk, as he's tried multiple times during the exam to, cancel it and erase it, but instead, it hasn't happened. But soon, he needs answers on why it's not been working. As all the tests continue, as for the side jumps, let's just say Izuku just gets on, Odin's shoulder, and he does the side steps for him, but he does it in front of everybody else instead of on the line where they would have done it. As for the high jump test, I think you can all understand that. Izuku uses Odin's warhorse phone, jumps over the sand pit, and basically proves on how better he is. So yeah, with everybody in Class 1A getting somewhat jealous of Izuku's quirk, then Kaminari goes over to Izuku and Odin's double-bladed saber, saying, seriously, how can he even wield something this big? It's so freaking huge. Izuku sees Kaminari about to touch the blade, saying, wait, no, don't touch it! Kaminari gets cuts on the palms of his hands, saying, ow, what the? I didn't even touch the blade, saying, don't go near it. It will basically cut anybody that it touches. Even that of the flat ends will cut you. With then everybody getting away from the massive blade, with even Kaminari doing so, saying, you think you could have told us this before, Midoriya? Then soon Aizawa actually glaring at Izuku, saying, I think I have to agree with Kaminari there, Midoriya. You should tell these things beforehand. Saying, sorry sir, it slipped my mind, given that nobody has actually touched Odin's double-bladed saber before. Soon Izuku scratching the back of his head and lowering it as well, and that of shame and that of apology as well. The last of the tests for quirks being the ball throw test, as Bakugou already did his and everyone else is beginning to do theirs, as everybody gets the same scores they would in canon. And last but not least, being Izuku and Odin, within Odin transforming back into his warrior form, within saying, you got this, Odin, as Izuku gives the mechanical warrior the ball, as he soon stands in the circle. Soon he tosses the small ball in the palm of his hand before throwing it with full force up into the air. Soon it creates that of a small miniature sonic boom, not big enough to be heard, but still big enough to be seen. with then soon everybody getting somewhat shocked and surprised. However, a few of them are still curious about this. But then Izuku saying, that took all the strength I got. With soon, he goes over to the massive double blade saber, pulls it out of the ground, and then walks over to Odin and gives him the massive blade, saying, thanks for everything you've done, Odin. But then Odin takes his fist, places on his chest, lowers his head, and grabs his blade, and then grabs his double bladed saber from Izuku, as he soon disappears, fading from this plane of existence, going back to Izuku's inner soul. With then soon everybody is still has their jaws drops, with then Bakugou getting even more angry and angry, as part of him just wants to blow up and attack Izuku right here and now, with soon saying screw it, as he does that very thing, screaming, damn you, Deku! I won't let you outshine me again, you piece of shit nerd! As then Izuku was preparing to attack Bakugou, with then bringing out, Fang's three-pronged spear, as he prepares to jab, Bakugou with it. However, putting it as he switches the blades back into its blunt form, so he wouldn't get hurt by the spear. With soon, Aizawa grabs Bakugou with his capture scarf, as Bakugou begins grunting in that of frustration, and also realizes that his explosions aren't coming out of the palm of his hands. Say, why the hell am I? Why can't I? With then, as I was saying, because I erased your quirk, Bakugou. If you cause another outburst like that, instead of the last person of all the tests being expelled, you will be expelled instead. So I'm going to ask you to calm yourself down. Is that understood? With then Bakugou continue getting somewhat annoyed and trying to break free, but after a couple of seconds, he soon calmed himself, thinking that it's not worth it to get expelled over Izuku. But soon, letting him down from the capture scarf, Aizawa tells him, go back in line with everyone else. Got it, Bakugou? But then Bakugou grumbling, that of muttering grumbles, with soon saying, you too, Midoriya, you're done. Saying, oh, yeah, yes, sir. With soon, all the other tests go on just as they did in canon, with then just being regular exercises such as push-ups, sit-ups, that are pull-ups, and toe touches, and all that. So, yeah, within everything now coming together, as everybody begins getting somewhat nervous and somewhat, scared on what's going to happen, as Aizawa was saying, now I would show all your individual scores from each of the tests, like I did when you show what you can do, but instead, I'll just show you what you all did in total, with soon the lineup from all 20, students in Class 1A, as from first place being that of Izuku, second place being Momo, third place being Shoto, fourth place being Bakugou, fifth place being Ida, and everyone else so on and so forth as canon. However, instead of, Mineta being now in 19th place, he's now in the 20th place being last. With soon, the grape-haired team getting somewhat freaked out and scared, with soon saying, but, with soon, everybody looks at the grape-haired team, with then Aizawa saying, Mineta, you are not getting expelled, as he says this with that of a, smug-ass smile on his face, with then everybody getting somewhat freaked out, and then someone saying, what? But then Izuku actually well, narrowing his eyes at his homeroom teacher, with soon Shiva saying that he was lying. He was really planning on expelling you all. What changed? With soon Brunhilde saying potential. Everyone has potential. With then Odin saying, of course, especially since he kept on trying to, well, nullify me every time he had a chance at looking at you, Izuku. But then Izuku's eyes widening, saying, he tried to what? Wait, a nullification quirk? Was he trying to erase? Is he, by any chance, Eraserhead? With then soon Nick saying, Eraserhead. By any chance, would he be that underground hero that you talk about, Izuku? With saying, yeah, that's right, Nix. This guy, he's a pretty popular underground hero, but he mostly works in the night. So not a lot of people in the media catches him, especially since a few underground heroes work in the day, but in the shadows. With soon, as I was saying, the reason I wanted you to give it your all was to see what you all have capable of, and I was never truly planning on to expel you. However, Mineta, you out of everyone here has the lowest potential. You may have done well in 2 exams, but everything else made you beneath everyone else. So try to make up for that. Is that understood? With suit, Mineta saying, yes, sir. I promise. I'll make up for it. I swear it. With then Momo saying, I knew he wasn't going to expel any of us. Within everybody looking at the raven spiky ponytail girl, saying it was all a clever disguise and rouge to force us to give it our all. I guess I kind of saw this coming, but I guess I should have warned you all about this. I thought everyone else had it. That's my fault. My apologies. With then soon Kaminari, Mina, and Zero saying, you think you should? Saying, what the heck? Now all of us are mind readers. Saying, oh boy, if things are like this is going to be for the next 3 years, I better prepare myself. Would soon Ochako walk up to Izuku saying, hey, Midoriya, are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for worrying, Uraka. Are you okay? Saying, yeah, I was a little nervous, but now knowing the truth that we're not going to be expelled, I feel like a weight has released off my shoulders. With soon, as I was saying, but don't take it too easily just yet. You still have many things to cover, especially for tomorrow. Go to change out of your gym clothes. Go back to the homeroom. Grab your things and grab a syllabus. You can leave if you feel like it. Just don't waste any more time. Now, you're dismissed. With soon, Aizawa walks away. Within everybody in the class just does what he says. With soon, Aizawa heading back to the teacher's office saying, it's a little early to start picking out candidates, isn't it? All Might. With soon, the blonde-haired, muscly, built man soon says, haha, I just wanted to check out this year's students for the first years. And I also was kind of worried, given that you do have the habit of expelling your entirety class, after all, just like last year. So, what changed? Was saying, other than Mineta, let's just say they all have potential. However, one of them scares the living shit out of me right now. With then saying, one of them? Is it possible that it's young Yayorozu? I hear she did get, the highest score in the recommendation exam, and she was able to, and even though she wasn't right, I guess she thought that you were trying to play them, saying, no, it's not her. Even though she didn't figure me out, realizing something that could have been a bluff out of everything is smart, but no. And it isn't Endeavor's kid either. I can tell Todoroki is holding himself back because his quirk is not just ice. It's half cold, half hot. With then saying, it's Midoriya. That boy scares the living shit out of me, especially his quirk. With Sood, All Might saying, what do you mean? Saying, I tried erasing his quirk 3 times. 3 times, and yet it continued staying out. It continued working while he was doing his test. And during the second time, I could tell he was staring straight at me. It's like he knew what I was trying to do. And because of that, it scares me. It's most likely a sentient quirk, alive, a mixture of a mutation and a emitter type quirk. My quirks don't work on mutations, so whatever this new strand of quirk is, it scares the hell out of me. So, most likely, if anything happens, I need to be prepared. Same thing goes for you, All Might. You may be the newest teacher here, but and that means you can't be too lenient. Is that understood? Saying, I get it. I'll keep an eye on young Midoriya. But you have to admit, what he did during the entrance exam shows what he truly is. He's a kind-hearted person that assists people, helping them, even if he believes that they don't need it. If anything, I don't think you have anything to worry about. With then Aizawa looking at the number 1 hero, soon scoffing, saying, it must pay to be that stupidly optimistic. With then All Might saying, ouch, that hurts. With then soon saying, but I'll keep it in mind, at least this once. With soon, instead of Izuku, walking home with Ochako and Ida, he's actually trying to find the support department for UA, as he realized that that Class 1A was able to leave school a little bit earlier, given that, Aizawa allowed them, and it's only the first day of school. With soon, he looks around the massive school that's almost like a giant-ass labyrinth, with then Odin saying, calm yourself, Izuku. You'll find it. Why don't you just ask around and see if you can find it? Saying, you forget that some classes are still going on. So within Shiva and Nick saying, just up ahead, Izuku. Look. Within Izuku seeing a sign says, Support Development Studio. Saying, there it is. As he was about to grab onto the door, it soon explodes, sending Izuku flying, with then soon something landing on him, as something soft landing on his face. As then he grabs it, and soon he hears that of a soft moan, and as the thing that's in his hands is somewhat squishy. With then soon the dust began to clear, saying, oh, hey, Midoriya, how you doing, Izuku? With then Izuku's eyes begin widening, his face begins getting red, and soon he say, with then all of his Eidolons saying, they're boobs, shut up, get over it. With all of them saying this all at once. With a couple seconds later, both of them got up, saying, what are you doing here, Izuku? I thought, shouldn't you be in class? With saying, within a couple of students in the support development building saying, "What the heck, girl? Jesus, who explodes the? This is only our first day, and you've already exploded this place." Saying, "Seriously, what's with you, Hatsume?" Saying, "Sorry, it's only a failed error. Next time I'll make sure that it doesn't happen again." Saying, "Ugh, just by one look at you, I can tell you're going to be a bit of a troublemaker. But seeing that you got the highest, got the highest score during the entrance exam, it's to be expected that you go through a lot of trial and error, Mei Hatsune." With soon, Izuku looks at the small man with that of a, shovel mat, with that of a bulldozer mask, saying, "Oh my god, you're Power Loader! I'm a huge fan!" Saying, "You must be Midoriya, right? You're from the hero course. Can I ask, why are you..." Within Power Loader saying, "No, wait, let me guess. Aizawa allowed you to leave school early, isn't that right?" With Izuku nodding, saying, "Well, I guess that means he didn't expel you all. I guess that means you guys have potential. Good on you, lad." Saying, "Wait, he didn't expel us?" Saying, "Huh? Oh, guess you wouldn't know. Aizawa has somewhat the idea of expelling students the first year, and basically, and letting them try again next year." Saying, "Wait, what?" Saying, "How do I put it? If he sees students that seem like they're just trying to go on their coattails and basically try to get the highest and just trying to become a hero for fame, fortune, and don't have a worry for their own lives, then he basically expels them, and then after a week, he re-enrolls them back into UA. It basically gives them an expulsion record on their permanent record, but even so, it gives them a lot more of a understanding on what it takes to be a hero and what it's more important. Seeing that you all have potential, and it seems like some of you may understand what it truly means to be a hero. So I'm actually looking forward to this year as a batch of first years. Maybe, hopefully, that they're a lot more better than this year's support course, especially this one." As he looks straight at Hatsume, as she's completely oblivious to, Power Loader's glare. With then soon, Izuku scratched the back of his head, saying, "Trust me, she's a lot better than you think, but try to keep her more on a leash and make sure that she doesn't explode things. Trust me, it's a lot more easier than you think." With then soon, Power Loader sighing, saying, whatever. Any rate, you came here for a reason, kid. So what was it?" With soon Izuku saying, "Oh, yeah, actually, I came here to tell Hatsume about my costume and what I want for it." With then soon Hatsume saying, "Oh, really? Oh yeah, you did say you wanted me to see your costume." Saying, "Well, it's something that my mom made me, and I wanted your opinion on it. She based it off a old costume that I made about a long time ago." With soon, he pulls the same costume that his mom made for him and shows it to Hatsume. With soon both her and Power Loader and a few support course students see it. With then soon a couple of support course students began to laugh, as then Izuku began to blush pretty hard. Within Power Loader saying, "Sheesh. I mean, it's honestly kind of nice and sweet that your mom made you a costume, but you do know that UA has stuff like that. Didn't you write something down about that? Unfortunately, when I got my forms, they got lost in the mail, so I couldn't, put in my hero costume, and it was already too late to, get a second pair so I can show it. So this is the costume that my mom made for me as a, kind gesture to make it up to me. With soon, Hatsume grabs it, saying, "Interesting. So you want something similar to this, but more improved? Something that will actually help me out a lot. Especially something that would, well, help out Mog, given his weapon transformations." With soon, Mog actually appears, saying, "Yep, something pretty awesome that complements my badassness to transform into weapons, Kupo." With then, soon, May looks at Mog, saying, "You got it, Moggy, but I'll let you know, it's not going to be easy, and it may not be ready by tomorrow." With soon, Power Loader saying, "Given that you gave us the design already early, I think I can work on it alongside." But as Hatsume, if you got any designs for this thing, and given that Midoriya is already here, I think we can work on this early, and then I can probably do an all-nighter tonight and give you your costume by tomorrow. With then hearing this, Izuku saying, "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." As he bows his head, with then Paolo saying, all right, come inside." With then the two, as all three of them began writing down the tips that Izuku wants for his costume, and Hatsume begins writing down the blueprints that she will make for the costume. After that, the school day finally truly ends, with then both Izuku and Hatsume walking to the train station together. As, however, little did anybody know, the two were actually holding hands all the way there. With then Power Lord thinking, this generation's going to be something interesting. It's a shame Midoriya isn't a support course student. His ideas and wants for his costume is actually quite done well. Seriously, when you see one student that wants to be a hero and yet has a good potential of being a support course student wasted, it's a real shame. But whatever. Let's get to work, shall we? As he soon basically cracks his hands and gets ready for an all-nighter of working on this hero costume. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Also, next part is going to be something quite interesting, and I hope you guys are ready. So, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos. Also, check out my Discord, my gaming channel, main channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Mooky signing out. Later, guys, and take care. Shiro, finish it off, my lovely lady.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlist. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!